Thanks. Hey, good morning. Welcome to Second Unitarian Church. I'm John Broom, a member of the church's Board of Trustees, and my pronouns are he and him. Today, we're continuing to meet virtually using Zoom, as well as being in person at the Admiral and right here in the sanctuary. We ask everyone's indulgence for the complications of a three-part service. We're glad you're here regardless of your mode of attending. Now, in Zoom, you'll notice a chat feed available where you can say hello, interact, and share your joys and concerns when we reach that time in the service. You can also use Zoom closed captioning through the live transcript option. When we would traditionally sing together and read things in unison, you're encouraged to do so as well, even though you're either masked or on mute. Our voices echo through the world, so we will hear one another if we listen closely and sing with our full spirits. Now, guys, we're really trying to pay close attention to COVID. That could mean changes at any time. But for now, we recognize that maintaining physical distance, even while masked, is an act of love and protection. And the most recent information is available on the Second Unitarian website. We especially welcome newcomers and visitors this morning. Finding a new community and making new connections can be challenging. Please know that we're excited to have you and we look forward to getting to know you. So if you're new to us today, you're welcome to note that in the chat feed or mention it in person during the chats after the service. Feel free to fill out one of the beautiful yellow cards on the welcome table with contact information to receive our twice monthly newsletters. You can also note if you'd like to have a name tag made for you. Now, for those of us worshiping here in the sanctuary, we're not currently passing the collection plate. But if you'd like to make a donation in person, you can place it in the white box on the wall just outside the sanctuary doors following the service. There are envelopes on the welcome table if you'd like to use one. You may also, like our Zoom participants, text your donation to Second Unitarian. The information's in the order of service. Now, our worship today is led by the 2U choir, the 2U band, and the Reverend Derek Jackson, one of our community ministers. One change in the order of service is the worship music for joys and concerns will be get together by the Youngbloods, performed by Jim Simonis, and he will also be doing the first reflection. Our time together requires a large group of people who make possible the worship, the music, and all the technical production. They're listed in the order of service, and we thank them for their ongoing contributions to the congregation. Now, I have one announcement for you this morning. You'll notice these mitten trees, which are a 2U tradition. This year, your offerings of mittens and gloves and hats and scarves for kids will go to the Crayons for Cradles, Chicago, where the supplies will be given to young folks in need. So please feel free to bring the offerings before or after service until next week. And oh, by the way, while we're doing cookies, please remember, mask, keep your distance. And now, I don't believe it's the Reverend Derek. I believe this is Kim Warman returning to 2U, who will give us the call to worship. Welcome back.
My understanding is that this is Derek's part.
Our words today come from Arlen Goff. Music arises from depths unknown, often without words, but never without meaning. And spirit rises from deep within me, seducing my body to join the song, first the tremor in the soul, then tapping of toes. Breath aligns with breath, heart beats in syncopation, and a stuttering buzz in my throat becomes a hum. Breath with breath, beat with beat, and music and spirit arise together, wed with faith and hope and love and power. A song is born, bursting from my lips in sweet, sonorous symphony. A melody joining with other souls, perhaps in tune, perhaps not, but a song still, arising from deep within and from community. Spirit moves, soul births song, and hope fills life, and I am not alone. How can I keep from singing? I invite you, as you feel ready, to take a breath in and out. As the music begins, let us enter into our service together.
In just a moment, Ryan Tebe over Zoom, I in the sanctuary, and Harris and the Admiral will light our chalice, the symbol of our faith. We light our chalice this morning with these words adapted from Frances Ellen Watkins Harper. Our world, so worn and weary, needs music, pure and strong, to hush the jangle and discords of sorrow, pain, and wrong. Music to soothe all its sorrow, till war and crime shall cease, and the hearts of all grow tender to light the world to peace. Let us light the chalice together. They all lit? Okay. Please rise in body or spirit for our first hymn, number 46, Now the Day is Over. The words will be on the screen and in your order of service.
Please join me in reciting our covenant. The words will be on your screen. We covenant to build a community that challenges us to grow and empowers us to honor the truth within ourselves. We will be generous with our gifts and honest in our communication, holding faithful to a love that embraces both diversity and conflict. Called by our living tradition, we will nurture spirituality within a vision of the eternal, living out our inner convictions through struggles for justice, and acts of compassion.
Please join me in singing Spirit of Life. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Each year, we all make a commitment, a pledge, to support the ministry of our church. In addition to this contribution, each Sunday we take a collection so that we can share with those doing justice beyond our church community. While we are unable to come together in person, you can still share your resources. To make your contribution, you can send a text and follow prompts. We will have the number on your screen as the music plays for the offertory. For the month of December, we are inviting the church's generosity to its membership through the Minister's Discretionary Fund. The Minister's Discretionary Fund allows the church to minister to itself. We can be very good at looking out to those outside of our walls, outside of our community, and providing support. But some of us in our own community, within our own membership, need help as well. And the Minister's Discretionary Fund allows the minister to provide support in little ways that helps us be present, to be able to support our lives, whether it be an opportunity to get groceries, to buy that much needed medication, or to pay that bill that is hanging over our heads that are leaving us stressed and worried. Please give generously to the discretionary fund to allow us to support ourselves so that we can continue to strengthen our work together as a community. Now I invite you to join me in reading our offertory words. The words are printed in your order of service and are on the screen. This church is the community of ourselves. Its energy and resources are our energy and resources. Its wealth is what we share. As we contribute to the life of this community, we affirm it and enable its participation in the larger world around us. The offering will now be generously given and gratefully received. At this time, Kim will light 2 candles, one representing the joys and celebrations we are experiencing, and another representing the concerns and sorrows we are holding. You are invited to come up and get a candle from the usher, or have the usher light the candle for you. As you end your time of contemplation and candle lighting, we invite you to use the hand sanitizer. At the same time, I invite our friends at the Admiral to come forward and to take a pebble from one bowl. Hold it tightly, putting your energy into the stone. And then, knowing your joys and sorrows to be shared by this community, let it go lightly into the other bowl. As the music plays, I invite our friends on Zoom to share your joys and concerns in our chat window.
Love is but a song we sing, fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring, or hear the angels cry. And though the bird is on the wing, and you may not know why, come on, people, now smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some may go and some may pass, we will surely pass. When we left behind, we come at last. We are but a moment's sunrise, fading in the grass. Come on, people, now smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Hear the song I sing, you will understand. You hold the key to love and fear, all in your precious hand. Just one key unlocks them both, it's there at your command. Come on, people, now smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people, now smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Right now, right now, right now.
Behold all of these joys, celebrations, sorrows, and struggles close to our hearts. We will now have reflections by Jim Simonis and Abigail Klein.
It's a simple song with a simple but powerful message. Come on, people, smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. You could sort of say that song is like a way to, specifies a way to live. And it begs the question, if we have this way to live right in front of us, why are we still so screwed up? Why don't we use our key to open the door to love and not to fear? Why don't we just all get along? Our political structures are part of the problem. We are not built to accommodate this kind of let's all get along in our political structures. We seem to be have a zero-sum mentality. If I want to win, you have to lose. If you win, well then I lose. This zero-sum mentality reflects on our whole system. And when I was growing up on the northwest side of Chicago, I particularly ran into this value when they suggested that in order to help foster equality in Chicago, that they bus black kids into our schools on the northwest side. The reaction was fierce and predictable. Sure, you can invite kids from Cabrini Green to come up into our schools over my dead body. But there are some situations where we simply have no choice but to get together. Our tornado does not discriminate between black and white, between rich and poor. We have no choice but in situations like that, but to get together. There can be also no winners and losers when we all find that we are affected by this COVID the COVID viruses that are going around, multiple viruses. It is a shame that we need disasters to emphasize how much we need each other. But it's important that we have these songs so that periodically we can remind ourselves of this fact. So, come on, people. Smile on your brother and your sister. Let's get together and love one another right now.
Me if there were any songs, any music that really spoke to me during the pandemic, and being one of, if not the worst and longest episode of depression that I have experienced, sometimes the jolly, uplifting, happy songs just didn't quite work. It was hard to relate to them. And so a song that actually spoke to me quite a bit was this one I'm going to play for you called I Keep Ticking On by the Harmonies. And it's a song of resistance, it's a song of persistence, and a great reminder that we are not alone and that we're all fighting this together, even on the harder days. I woke up in an alley by my my skin, my hair in the dirt. I met a guy named Jack, he was my friend, but Jim took me down in the end. I keep ticking on, I keep ticking on, I keep ticking on, I keep ticking on. I'm tied up with a job I really hate. Keep a smile and hold your black tray straight. Get fired for dropping a glass of wine. Screw 'em all, I'm running out of time. I keep ticking on, I keep ticking on, I keep ticking on, I keep ticking on. I'm dancing with the devil by my grave, telling him decisions that I've made. I feel my heart beat deep within my chest. I'm back into the world I almost left. I keep ticking on, 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 I keep ticking on.
Our reading today is by Howard Thurman. Now the work of Christmas begins. When the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the kings and princes are home, when the shepherds are back with their flocks, the work of Christmas begins. To find the lost, to heal the broken, to feed the hungry, to release the prisoner, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among the people, to make music in the heart.
The star of Bethlehem. There was no room in the inn for him who was born without sin.
you, choir. Thank you, musicians. When the pandemic seemed to be in earnest and not just a moment of short time, but was going to stay for a while, I made a Spotify playlist. Pulled songs from different genres that just to help me feel better, help me think positively about this time. And it's not something I had done in a while, uh, but knew very well. See, I grew up in the era of the mixtape, where in back in high school and even junior high, spending time creating on cassette tapes, which may be not familiar to some of you, but to record on cassette tapes and pulling songs that represented the themes that I wanted to keep, or just pulling songs I want to share with one another. Mixtapes were expressions of love that we shared with others, but also expressions of love for ourselves. And I loved recording songs that I have off the radio that I really loved, so I could have them and just listen to them all the time. Or try to be really creative and pull themes together, and curate my own albums. And this stopped a bit when CDs became a thing, and I didn't create mixed CDs. But yet music and listening to music has always been my go-to, has always been my refuge. When I don't know how to deal with what is in front of me, or my emotions are like really complicated or just really strong, I often will turn to music to listen to, find something that helps me process. Most often than not, it's the cast album of Songs for a New World. That is kind of my go-to CD. Or the music in that album, just the different variety of places that people are coming, who are all engaging in change in some ways in all the stories. It's a song cycle. And so each song tells a different story, and they're all dealing with some sort of trial, some sort of change or transformation. And I find just listening to that album brings me peace, helps me process. And it's one of the few albums that I have that I listen all the way through, that I don't have any skip songs. I don't, piecemeal the pieces. Occasionally I might grab one song or another, but I listen to the entire album. And it's the arc of going through that journey with all of these people that brings me to understanding of where I am and how I fit into a larger picture. And I'm not alone in these feelings and emotions. And in the end, I can make it through. In many ways, it's encapsulated in the last song, "Hear My Song," which really says, listen to the song of my heart. And I feel that's what the album does. And it helps me in my own way sing the songs that are on my heart. To have those listened to, even if it's just singing by myself and lifting it up to the spirit. But music just opens my heart in ways that no other medium does. It helps me center and ground myself, to express myself when words fail. And this has been a time where words really fail to truly describe what we are living through. And yet, music, adding music behind the words, helps ground me, helps put this whole experience that we are sharing into context. I think of music as a spiritual gift. And I don't mean that in terms of a particular talent that one has. I see it as a gift for our spirits. It allows us to center ourselves in the entirety of the world, the energy of the world, to be one, to vibrate along that interconnected web with the rhythms and the notes, to be in relationship with one another. Through music, we can be far away and listen to the same piece of music, and in that moment be connected. Just as we are connected when we sing our hymns in the service, in the sanctuary, at the Admiral, and on Zoom, we are connected as one community in those moments. And so music brings me hope. It grounds me. And so when I curated this pandemic playlist, I pull songs a lot from musical theater, because that is my thing, but also from all different types of genres. It's just songs that just reminded me that of endurance and resilience. Songs that may not have meaning for other people, but for me, just helped me remember that it's okay and we can get through this. There were songs in there that was also about just being in the muck of it all, because I needed those songs too. And I needed the songs about hope, the songs about gratitude, of loving life. My friends, as you navigate the complexities of this time, I invite you to try music. Listen to something that you love. Sing, whether or not you can carry a tune. Sing from the fullness of your heart. Find the rhythms and melodies that resonate with what you need. Rest in music. Let it carry you through these days. May music be your refuge. Blessed be. Let us close our service together with a musical benediction. Please rise as you are able in body or spirit and join us now in singing. Now let us sing. The words will be on the screen and in your order of service.
Sing to
May we now go in peace, in music, and in love. Blessed be.